Hello and welcome to Nourish Senior Life. My name is Erica and I am the owner of Comfort Keepers Dairy. We're here today to talk about diabetes management. Al Chambers and Eve Laws will be putting together some amazing meals around diabetes and diabetic friendly meals that are affordable and are convenient for our seniors in the community. Thank you and enjoy.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for coming again today. So the Comfort Keepers Cooking Show in conjunction with Zares, thanks to Amica for having us. We are going to do a zucchini and we're going to string it into a pasta. So we're going to do a zucchini pesto pasta with lemon pepper cod. And I'm going to show you how to do it with this wonderful little tool here. You can get it at most cooking stores, and it's just a little julienne tool. Very simple to use. So we're just going to cut the tip off of this zucchini so it doesn't cause us any problems. And we're going to string it into a nice pasta. Okay. This here. So as you see, it'll string just like that into a pasta, and I'm going to actually cut it off about every 6 inches just so that we don't have one big long string. We're going to do all 4 of these, and it should be plenty enough for everybody. And zucchini is excellent for you. A lot of people use it for different types of weight loss programs. It's very low on the glycemic index. It's very healthy to eat if you have diabetes, which is what we're showcasing this show for this time. So it kind of helps to increase the vegetable portion and lower the starch portion of dishes. And there it is. Doesn't that look cool? One more out of this one, I think. We got us a zucchini pasta. And then we're going to whip up a fresh pesto. So basil, which is the king of the herbs, has lots of excellent health benefits. And I'm going to chop it up nice and fine. We're going to add some pine nuts into it. So for ease of use here, this can be done in a blender, which a lot of pestos are. I like to make mine the old-fashioned way. We'll take that and throw it in a bowl. And then we're going to add a little bit of pine nuts to it. So crushed pine nuts. Pine nuts are wonderful. They're really easy to crush up.
Pine nuts.
Pine nuts, yes. So a little bit of pine nuts in there. And we're going to add about 3 cloves of garlic.
Yummy, yummy.
Garlic's a good antioxidant. It's used as a anti-inflammatory quite a bit. So we'll chop that up, put that right into the pesto. And then we're going to put some fresh grated Parmesan right in there as well. Okay, 3 cloves of garlic, right in there with the pine nuts and the basil. Pine nuts, yes. It's a bit of an expensive nut. You can easily substitute this with an almond if you like. if you want to do crushed, diced up almonds. And then with that, you might want to try and do it in a blender. Yeah. It'll chop it up a lot easier, where almonds are a lot harder than pine nuts. And then we're just going to add some olive oil to that. Turn it into a nice pesto. But we are also going to put some fresh grated Parmesan cheese right inside of it. And this will get the Parmesan flavor right into the pasta. So we got that heating up a little bit. There we go. And then as easy as this is, it's just 3-4 minutes in the pan. Stir it up quite a bit. And then we're going to add the pesto sauce in with it. And the sun-dried tomatoes. And on the side here, we're going to do some pan-fried cod. There, we heat that up a little bit. Good. So we'll let that simmer a little. And then the cod, we're going to do a lemon pepper cod. Cod's a really great fish as well. It's also very high in protein, has really good fatty acids. It doesn't have any of the bad fats in it. So we're going to put a little bit of that in there. Get the oil a little bit hot. And we want to make sure that we stir the zucchini quite a bit. That way we can kind of evenly cook it all through and not try and overcook any of it. That one piece is going to come out. Good. Okay. And then, grab these here. In with the cod. And cod's a nice fish to cook too. It's big and flaky and cooks quite nice. There we go. A little pepper on the other side. And then what I did was I saved a couple little pieces of basil just to throw in the cod dish. There. Make sure that we're stirring this lots. So this is one of the staple meals that you'd find on most diabetic websites, because zucchini and cod both have a very low glycemic index, and they really help to control sugar levels in the body. So an excellent way to do it. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to add in this basil. That'll work. A little bit on there. Make it look nice and pretty. And then stir it all in. So now you'll have that flavor of the garlic and the Parmesan and the pine nuts all in there, and nuts are another really good alternative. Pine nuts specifically, very good for people with type 2 diabetes. And then mostly we just want to warm that up. We're going to put our sun-dried tomatoes in, and that is just about finished. There it is. Looks pretty, eh? Okay, and we'll try and make a nice, pretty little display here for everyone to see. A little bit of cod on top of it. And then, of course, what we're always focusing on is portion control, because weight control has so much to do with diabetes. All right, and then of course a little bit of Parmesan. A little bit of Parmesan, touch of extra pepper, and there's a little dish right there. And I'm going to whip up a little bit for everybody in the audience to try out, and hopefully you'll like it.
Oh my God. This is yummy.
Put a little extra garlic on this for you, girls.
Oh, thank you.
We had some pine nuts left over, and you know what? They're really good and they're very crunchy. Would you like a few pine nuts in there?
Yes. Oh yeah, lovely.
And you know what? They're so nice and soft.
Yeah.
As far as the nut goes. What do you think, Sue?
It's yummy.
It's not too bad?
No, so good.
Oh, good.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
With pine nuts and dried tomatoes.
And low in calories.
Yeah.
Low in calories. It's
and
really
the
great.
mushroom, I mean,
Yeah. Is it okay, dear?
zucchini is
Oh, it is
so
good, eh?
good.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause, you know, like I'll have all you guys over for dinner all the time. If you're gonna act like this.
There.
When I see individuals, I usually start by an assessment to find out really the reasons why you eat what you eat, as well as your nutrition-focused goals. And so from your goals, and perhaps some goals that your physician might have in mind as well, we come up with a plan that's centered around the client in order to meet those nutrition goals that you have to live a healthy lifestyle that you want to live. So it might be to manage a chronic condition or just to get more vegetables in your daily diet. So some of the management tips that I can give for healthy eating when we're looking to improve our blood sugars would be just the basic things we can do. One of those would be following the healthy plate. So a healthy plate is all about the right balance of the right foods. What we want to include is half of our plate for vegetables. If we have half of our plate of vegetables, we can decrease the size of carbohydrates we're having at a meal, as well as our protein serving. So we should fill 1/4 of our plate for our starchy foods like potatoes, rice, pasta, bread, and 1/4 of our plate for our protein, including beans or eggs, nuts, seeds, and meat as well. So if we can balance our plates using the healthy plate model, that's a good place to start. Some other things that will help manage our blood sugars would be to choose water more often and in place of things that are higher in sugar, so such as juice or pop or coffee that has sugar. The more water we can drink, the better. Also becoming more active for 30 minutes every day, something that will increase our heart rate just a little bit, might make us sweat. So moderate activity, 30 minutes, about 5 days a week will help improve our blood sugars. Some other things that we can do with our diet is including more high fiber foods. So what I've already talked about, vegetables are high in fiber, fruits can be high in fiber, lots of the meat alternatives such as lentils, beans, peas, chickpeas, those are all high in fiber, as well as whole grains. So not just whole grain wheat, but things like barley and quinoa can increase our fiber intake. And of course, nuts and seeds are high in fiber as well. So good things to include in our diet. And those would be just the basics to start with.
and today we're going to be making a roasted cauliflower and chickpea salad. So as a dietitian at Zehrs and Loblaws, a lot of customers are coming in and asking for lower carb dishes. So one of my favorites is actually roasted cauliflower, and today is a twist with some Indian spices and some chickpeas. So cauliflower, it's kind of the new, very trendy food because it's low in carbs and low in glycemic index. So with the cauliflower, you want to pick one with bright green leaves because that means that it is fresh and it's going to be delicious. We're going to want florets for our recipe. So just cut the core right off. We don't want to eat the greens. Perfect. And we want to get the little cauliflower, basically they call them florets. I love cauliflower and I usually recommend it for my patients just because it's a cruciferous vegetables, which are really known for their cancer fighting properties. So I have some cut up here, and you see you just want them in like little florets. Doesn't have to be exact sizes. Awesome. Yeah. It's usually recommended to try to have cruciferous vegetables about 3 times a week because of their cancer fighting properties. So we're gonna, in our bowl, we're gonna mix our cauliflower florets. Next, we're gonna add chickpeas, which is one of my favorite ways to get protein into a dish without having to spend a lot of money. So it's half a can of no salt added chickpeas that are rinsed, and we're just gonna mix that into our dish. Chickpeas are great because they are high in fiber as well, so they don't spike your blood sugar, and it's mostly you're getting protein out of that. Okay, so once we add that, some nice red onion chopped up for flavor, about half a red onion. That's gonna add some beautiful color to the dish as well. Awesome. All right. So obviously that by itself is not gonna have that much flavor, so we wanna do an Indian twist on this dish. So we are gonna add garam masala. So this is a lovely Indian spice with nice, it's got nice cloves and cumin. So we're just gonna sprinkle that on. 2 tablespoons. Awesome. Then my all-time favorite spice, turmeric. Turmeric is really good for anti-inflammation. So, you know, if you can, about a teaspoon is very helpful. That's what we're adding in our dish today. 1 teaspoon of turmeric. And that also gives a nice color to the dish. It's so vibrant. Make sure you don't wear white clothes though, because it does stain. Perfect. And then to help roast our vegetables, we're gonna add garlic infused olive oil. So it's an easy way to get garlic in without having to cut a bunch of garlic. So about a 1/4 cup, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Awesome. So see, we go from boring chickpeas to a nice, beautiful color. So you just want to mix it till all the seasoning coats the cauliflower. And what's nice about using spice blends, a lot of them don't have salt. The one I use today has no salt added, but if you want to add a little salt to enhance flavor, it's recommended. Perfect. So this is nicely coated with our nice Indian spices and our chickpeas. So have your oven preheated for about 425, and then take your lovely cauliflower and just evenly spread it onto a baking sheet. Okay? You want it to be evenly spread out, so each cauliflower has a chance to nicely roast and bring out the natural sweetness found in cauliflower. Awesome. Okay, so we have our oven preheated at 425, so we're just gonna add that in. Perfect. And to save time, we have one already done, ready to go. Look how fast that was. Perfect. So as you can see, it kind of caramelizes nicely, and the chickpeas become kind of crunchy but still remain soft in the center. So it's such a nice So flavorful. The whole room smells amazing. Perfect. Awesome. So it's really important with diabetes to really try to get a good amount of protein and vegetables, right? We really want to try to follow the plate method as much as possible. So what's great about the cauliflower and chickpeas is the cauliflower gives us our vegetables and the chickpeas give us our protein. Now you are allowed a carb as well, but you want it just to be the quarter of the plate and no more than a fistful. So to add more vegetables, we are going to actually add it on a bed of greens. So we've got some lovely spinach here. I love spinach, quick and easy. Pre-washed, good to go. On top, we're going to add our lovely roasted cauliflower. Perfect. This is also a great dish to bring to family barbecue. It's much more fun than the boring old Caesar salad we tend to get sometimes, right? Perfect. Look how beautiful that is. Awesome. All right. So the last thing we want to do is we want to make a nice dressing for our dish. So one of my favorite swaps is to use Greek yogurt instead of, let's say, mayonnaise for a dressing, because Greek yogurt has protein, which is good for people with diabetes because it helps stabilize your blood sugar. So we have about 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt, 4 teaspoons of lemon with some nice lemon zest. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You don't have to put that much if you don't like it. Perfect. And we're just gonna whip it up. And this is almost like a nice garnish for the top of the dish, and it adds some nice vibrancy to the dish as well. So now you see it's a nice dressing for our kind of salad. You just do a dollop on each one. So that's gonna add our protein, but also add extra flavor to our dish. Perfect. And then you also have to you don't want to forget cilantro. It's my favorite. Adds such nice freshness to a dish. So I'm just going to sprinkle on top. Yes. Some people don't like it as much. It's actually a genetic thing if you like it or not. But I love it. To me, it brings such a freshness to the dish. All right. And there we have it. Your curried roasted cauliflower salad. So who wants to try? Oh, yeah. All right.
It smells delicious.
So how are you ladies liking the cauliflower?
Very yummy cauliflower.
Have you ever had it roasted before?
No, I have no.
And I love the chickpea along with that. It's so good.
Yeah, good way to add fiber.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have any
Crunchy.
That's a great late night snack too, crispy chickpeas.
Mm-hmm.
Taste the lemon.
The yogurt, eh?
Thank you,
If you'd like to be seen by our Diabetes Management Center, a referral can be made either by yourself or your family physician. All that we require is recent blood work of your blood glucose levels. You can call our center, 705-734-9690, to book your appointment with our Diabetes Management Center, as well as register for any of our group programs that are available.
Comfort Keepers is a home care agency in the Barrie area. We service most of the Simcoe area, and we predominantly focus our services on senior citizens who require, assistance with activities of daily living, everything from meal preparation, transportation, as well as laundry. Some of our clients as well require maybe some private duty nursing.
We help out lots in different retirement homes. We help out at the hospital a little bit. We have the opportunity to work with some of the great retirement homes in the area.
Apart from it being a home care agency, but somebody that they can turn to if they have questions about nutrition, if there's an opportunity for us to work with other people, whether that's a retirement home or whether it's that individual's caregiver that's caring for that senior at home, to provide them with nutritious meals that are easy, that are convenient, but also speak to them as an individual and what they're dealing with at home, and focus on recipes that they had originally loved anyway.
Help connect the fabrics of the community. That way everybody can understand a little bit about everything that's going on, and if they want to be more involved or just want to have more knowledge or education or accessibility to things, then we're just hoping to help connect everybody together, I think is the most important thing.